Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Ray here. If you're seeing this video, you're probably a fire sign. So that is Sag, Aries, and Leo, okay? If you were any of those signs, then this video is for you, okay? This is going to be your predictions for the 12th of December, the 13th of December, and the 14th of December. And by the 14th of December, I'm talking about the early ween hours, so for the 14th, okay? So, these two cards I drew off camera. Don't be worried, I'm going to get some tarot and other things. I have not seen them. I want to clarify that. And these are going to be what's changing in your life, okay? But before we start, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for waiting, for being so patient. If you resonate with this reading, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Turn on that notification bell and subscribe, okay? Go check me out on TikTok and Instagram. That really does help. And if you would like to tip, my PayPal, Cashapp, and Venmo will be listed in the bio, in the description box below. Do not feel obligated to donate. You don't have to, but it really does help. Anyways, with that being said, I think we should get into the reading. So your first card, fire signs, is the Page of Cups. All right. So this is what's changing. So I feel like the way you look at love is changing. I feel like... What's on this cup over here? You'll see it. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but these look like eyes, which is why I say it looks like this. And the eyes come down to form a foundation for this person. So I feel like that's basically saying, I feel like your perception of how a cup should be filled, your perception of how a foundation for a full cup looks like. I feel like that's what's changing for you, okay? I feel like in the past, your cups have been tinted by all this shadow. Like the way you had looked at love or prescribed what love was the wrong way of love. I feel like it was a little dastardly, if you ask me. Let's see what else we have. Oh, wow, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy, guys. I told you, I had not seen these. 3, 6, 9. The Ten of Cups. This is wild. Wow, what's changing for you is like a new love. Like, there's a new love, a new way of looking at love. Fire signs, you could have something spicy coming in for you very soon, okay? And it's not necessarily love. It's like just commitment, like abundance, fruit, basically. All that hard work that you've been doing is about to pay off, I feel. And I feel like you might actually be looking for a new commitment, or you might be searching for a new commitment. Abundance. Page of Cups. But you're thinking, it's not necessarily searching, but you're starting to think about looking. You're just looking at commitment differently, I feel like. Let's get you some tarot. We'll start with the Radiant Raider White today. So y'all can see me shuffle. I feel kind of bad. Okay, there we go. We have the Six of Swords. Moving on, yeah. So I think that you're moving on from something this weekend. In your thoughts completely. You're like over it. And I don't blame you. Oh, you're over it? Because there's been a realization. There's just been like a moment of triumphancy for you. You're like, I respect myself. I love myself. Look, if you you might want to check out the water sign reading. The collective, I think, is really going through a similar shift here. Yeah, moving on from something that was very unserving, very unbalanced, very uncommitted, very unworthwhile. Like something that just was never worth your time, and you might actually have just started to realize that. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So that tells me that you moved on, but the cycle hasn't quite ended. So you might have already moved on from this thing, the High Priestess, exactly. Because nothing was yielding, all right? You moved on, and it might have felt very unlucky, but you knew it was better for you in the end. And that's why you're starting to look at something new. Also, Spirit wants to say this. Don't rush into anything new because you're lonely. Knight of Cups. Crazy. Because this is what's changing here, right? This is what's changing. This has kind of been what's happening, what's also going to happen. I feel like you just moved on because it was very unlucky. You felt like nothing was yielding, okay? And now you're not manifesting an offer coming for you. But I think that's happened, right? So you can now consider a new perspective. You're now looking at things differently. You're not necessarily, you're wanting to adventure, but you just have this hesitancy to really go out there. It felt unlucky because there was a lot of pain here too, by the way. I want to say that you moved on from a lot of pain. You moved on from a lot of hurt, fire signs. A lot of your own self-defeat coming into play here. And it's also like if you didn't have a commitment, you're just afraid to take that step forward. You're afraid to move on from those sadder times and then to move into happier times, to more stable waters is what I'm going to say here. It's like you hold yourself back because you think that you're not good enough. A departure. 2 knights come out, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, with the 3 of Wands. So when I think of this, I think to myself, I'm like, okay, so it looks like you held yourself back from leaving. You held yourself back from leaving because you were like, well, I'm going to wait for them to come in. But there was this hesitancy. There was this hesitancy to do this because you knew that, like, by waiting, you were only imbalancing the cycle here because you've been caught into this imbalance of, like, not receiving. You've been waiting perpetually but never receiving, and that's an issue here. When you wait but never receive, it feels like you're not getting what you deserve, which causes you to move forward. And so now I finally do see you. It's like you moved on in your thoughts, but you're about to move on in your fulfillment journey too. You're leaving. You're like, I'm leaving. And Spirit also wants to say, like, don't leave and don't give up because of you. There's a message here definitely, like, a little bit of self-blame, a little bit of, like, your own insecurities being your own weakness here. And that's why the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups has come out. It's because you're realizing you can look for your own happiness, right? The Chariot in reverse. Because previously, I feel like you've been waiting and not moving on, but now you're really going to start moving on. You're moving on because you're tired of not going anywhere. You're tired of feeling so stuck, which I do not blame you. Honestly, fire signs. Let's get some more cards for you. The 9 of Cups. So moving on with something that you were very hesitant to do, but I do see, look, 6 of Swords coming out a second time here. It's like you moved on because you knew it was the best thing. You started looking at new offers or new ways to do things because it was the best thing for you to do. And you were like, if this happiness is only unstable, this happiness is not true happiness, it's not fulfilling to myself, it's not something that I'm excited about, it's, I don't know, there's just like this very weird manipulation type of vibe going on here. 4 of Cups. There was just not enough movement. There wasn't enough offer. There wasn't 3 knights on the table. Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. I feel like you're really finally giving to yourself. You're releasing those toxic behaviors around unhappiness, and you're like, well, I'm going to go find something, and I'm going to go take my shot at it. I'm going to go invest myself into it. And there's also this need to not rush into anything new. I felt like this was coming out in the beginning. I was trying to get to this, but I just couldn't get my finger on it. There's a need for you not to rush to anything new, okay? To not just immediately give something to someone because you don't want to process your negative thoughts and your heartbreak. Process your negative thoughts, your heartbreak around about what you weren't able to be given, about what they didn't see, okay? So you can prevent yourself from getting into another relationship that might be exciting, okay? It might seem very fun, very active, very energizing, but it's very unfulfilling to you. So you could be very much of someone who likes to be a little more active. The Hanged Man, yeah. Because someone was so tired of waiting in illusion and staying in illusion, okay? There was just something that you, fire signs, were just not given what you wanted or what you needed, and so but instead of leaving, you stayed because you were like, well, I don't want to process all this heartbreak that is involved with leaving. I don't want to look at doing something new, okay? I just feel so unfulfilled. I'll just keep waiting for it to happen, for something to change. And now it's not changing. So you've put yourself in this energy of, like, no change. fire signs. This is what happens when you remain complacent, okay? But like I said, what's changing for you? Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. You're really starting, you're going to turn this energy of dissatisfaction of the self away because you're going to get excited. You're going to realize, oh, I don't need to wait. I can take action, which is going to make you feel very fulfilled because that action you're taking, right, is looking, it's researching, it's finding new things, new surprises, things that get you excited. Clarity over why things ended, clarity over why it feels so hard to leave. Clarity, it feels so hard to leave because we bond to people. We bond to people and then we feel committed to them. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. Nine of Swords. And that comes on top of that Nine of Cups, guys. And that reverse. It was in that reverse position, the King of Wands. You were never fulfilled because, like I said, you were always waiting in this energy of heartbreak, fire signs. And that's an issue. That's an issue, okay? And so this could be what's coming or what's happening to you, what's been happening. And then the King of Wands comes out to say that, like, you've had to move on to what is spiritually fulfilling to yourself. Because, like I said, you moved on from the things that did not serve you. You've moved on from those things. And you've uncovered in yourself this new sense of passion, okay? This new rhyme and reason. Because something was super unstable because you had continued to stay in places where you didn't want to be. You continued to stay in this energy of happiness. But it's like a disguised happiness. It's not a true, it's an illusion, is what I'm trying to tell you. Three of Pentacles. Yep, always waiting for someone to come work with you. Not letting things end, not letting old cycles end, not letting... It's like you weren't allowing them to come in and bring you an ending, or you weren't going in to bring an ending, but I feel like you're now shifting. You're now shifting into your power, and you're like, well, I'm going to leave, I feel is what comes through. Like, it's like you realizing you can't stick around in this, wow, third-party situation might be happening for you. Three of Pentacles and Three of Cups to clarify each other, followed by the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a refusal to face your true self here. There's a refusal to face that you don't want to be working in this short and exciting thing. You want to be working in something long-term. You want a commitment that works. And you've been waiting for that, but I feel like you're now about to find it. You're about to find it because you're realizing what you have to offer, okay? Fairness, exactly. Leaving is what's fair to you. And to get your new beginning, the Sun. That's crazy. Fire signs, it's like you're leaving. You had to leave spiritually. You had to exit the house because you weren't given what you wanted, okay? You also just were not being true to yourself. All this energy of being true to yourself, all this energy about leaving, new beginnings and fairness, all this energy about waiting on a long-term commitment that doesn't hurt. This energy of, like, working excitingly but very unluckily. So it's like it could be very short and exciting but not fulfilling. This energy of being unfulfilled about yourself, not knowing about your cups, moving on and waiting. So moving on from this energy of waiting around. You have this energy of judgment, the Six of Swords, and the King of Swords. So it's like you're finally starting to look at and observe what could actually fulfill you spiritually. You're realizing unsteady things have been in the same place. It's like if you don't go out and seize an opportunity, you're only ever going to stay in the same energy, that same energy of lack, all right? And I see that you're now processing, you're going to be processing your thoughts and your emotions about what you have to offer, and you're going to start to see, like, I can pull, you're not going to want to, okay? You're not going to want to end this thing, but you need to. There's this need for you to release yourself and to capture the new beginning. So definitely do that, fire signs. I'll pull you a few more cards before we go. I'm going to get you an animal spirit card just for some quick, what animal spirit are the fire spirits embodying right now? Moth. Moths no one really wants around. The buffalo is very hard-headed with the lightning. It's like a quick of mine. And then the tarantula. You have three elements here. Air, earth, and fire. Wow, wow, wow. Look, the sun is behind you. Tarantulas are scary, stubborn, and very... People don't realize how beautiful the moth is. So you could be someone who likes to come down when you need to come down. Like, if you I feel like when you tell this person this thing, that you're going to do it, or whenever this happens to you, it's going to cause, like, I also think of extinction. I just feel like you're such a rare species, fire sign. And you're rare in the sense that no one sees how rare you are because they're so scared of you. Because they think you're so nasty or ugly. It's not that they think you're ugly, it's just that, like, they don't see the wit inside of you. They don't see your fire, that sunrise hidden behind you. Because all they see is what's on the outside. They just don't see your ability to transform. They don't see the uniqueness of your character here. Okay. And now, black egg on the bottom of the deck. I feel like you never see a black egg. And the reason it's in the reverse is because it's so unique. Like, no one sees the uniqueness, so it's not unique, you know? Okay, let's pull you one song. Well, let's give you some guidance from the Land of Sky Oracle real quick. Remember, don't forget who you are. Don't forget why you get up at night. Don't forget why you do what you do. Don't forget to appreciate yourself. Don't forget what you deserve. Camels like to store things. Fierce love in reverse. I feel like you've stored all this love inside of you. Remember that you have untapped reserves for love. Remember that you are someone who has all this love built up inside of you, and whenever you encounter your fierce love, it puts an imbalance in you, fire sign. Which is so interesting, because you're fire. You're very fiery. It's like, remember to store up your passion. And don't let fierce love distract you from investing into the things you want to invest in. Alright, so we'll just read this one. Make not a bond of love. Yep, that leaving card. In the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning. That's like finding great things in the small. No scales to weigh your unknown treasure. So much potential, you just have to remember that these are steps. The earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hairs. Friendship, self-knowledge, and clothes. I feel like what these messages are saying to you is the universe yearns for you to just experience it every single day. The universe yearns for you to free yourself, okay? The universe says, look, I have all this abundance waiting for you. If you would just come capture it and just leave, I have a new beginning that's set-sided for you. So, fire signs, I feel like, and it's happiness. It's the best thing that you've ever wanted. You just have to start thinking about it and looking at it, fire signs. So, for you this weekend, you have beautiful energy coming to you, fire signs. Hold on, I was going to read you the card for 4. An ending is happening, a new beginning is commencing. You're beginning to look at what will make you happy, because in the past you've accepted less than what you deserved. You've been hurt a lot, and it's been a lot of hurt that comes from your own self, from not engaging in relationships and things that are like very inspiring, that are not of your higher self's best interest. 4, marriage. But let there be space in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a morning sea between the shores of your souls. So that's like, you can come back in the middle, okay? You can meet in the middle. Pile 1 also had some messages about reconciliation coming through, so I think that's interesting. Let's get you one more card for guidance. Subdue. Don't subdue yourself, okay? Don't hold yourself back. You gotta stop holding yourself back. Okay? Alrighty. Fire signs, if you resonated with this video, you know what to do. I really do appreciate y'all coming out, showing out, being here for me, supporting me. It really does mean a lot to me. And I am wishing y'all the best for this weekend, truly and honestly. I think that you'll have great things ahead of you. I mean, literally look, like, what else do I need to say? The Page of Cups, 10 of Cups, that's like the beginning and the end coming forward. It's thinking about the happiness, not necessarily having it handed to you, but thinking about how you can get it, how you can move forward, thinking about what will make you happy. And when you think about what will make you happy, fire signs, you will finally leave from what doesn't make you happy. And I think that's what's really important here. Anyways, I hope it resonated, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.